Hello, once again, dear viewers, and welcome back to another Moonflower Tarot reading. And today I'm going to be taking a look at wishes being granted to you, wishes coming back, or anything that you have set in motion, good news about these manifestations coming through to you in the form of good luck, abundance, or whatever resonates with you most. And I want to thank you for being here. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps this channel out. And I am really in the process of figuring out my upload schedule lately. Things kind of haven't been going as planned, but sometimes when stuff like that happens, it just means, when we go through transitional stages in our life, we reevaluate how we do things. And this might be a breaking point for you as well, especially as we get older and we evolve and we grow or we spiritually ascend and awaken. Our wishes, well, first of all, usually what we ask for and what we put out into the universe comes back to us. The universe, in a sense, responds to our choices, and the wishes we make do come to us. But we have new wants and desires, and you have new wishes. It seems that you made a while ago, recently, coming true to you. So, and all that really just means, if this resonates, is that the work that you put out there that might have been taken for granted by others is going to be returned to you by like a universal favor. So, first of all, just gonna say that any song I receive, I'm gonna just uh, kind of write it in the description below. And if you would like to, use that as a way to tune into this energy, you don't have to. Um, I started out by meditating and channeling a lot of messages coming in, so I'm going to get to that. Um, First of all, I just want to say one of the first messages that came through is that if you win some sort of a jackpot, let's say, or the lottery, not literally, but if you are granted a lump sum of money or your dream job or something that a lot of people covet that is given specifically to you, whether it's out of, you earned it, like you put yourself in to get a promotion, or basically, if you get something that a lot of people would really like, really want, um, don't tell anybody. That was the first message coming through. And Spirit was referencing the TV show, was it Poker Face? If you watch that show, I did. I'm not okay. I would say I recommend it. I think it's a Peacock streaming exclusive. It might not be, but basically it's a show about this woman who can basically detect lies, like a human lie detector. And she used to play poker, so she got really good at being in that world of people who lie for a living and lie for reasons that are greedy. And she really doesn't seem to be that way. In fact, there's this energy that you might actually be just like this person, where you do not tolerate lies. You might even have been treated like a scapegoat of your community. Um, Excuse me if I'm having trouble talking. I'm having a little bit of trouble channeling this. Wow, that's really interesting, because for a brief moment, like, a lot of things were coming through, but for some reason I feel like there's this block on my throat. Like, it feels like you want to hold your tongue because you know the truth about something, and that's something that's coming through, is that secrets are about to be revealed to you. People are going to reveal their true colors to you, and I think that is a message coming through. um, if if you're not in the same energy as this main character from that TV show, it is important that you surround yourself by people who value the truth over, okay, greed, lust, and gluttony. So basically, there's this sense that you might know you're surrounded by people who will willingly take advantage of you. and who want to kind of cut you down. Like, I'm hearing some of you are in a cutthroat business or field. And if you're presented an opportunity, it might be a little bit hard for you to accept it because you're fearful of how other people will perceive it, and fearful of what they will do to you. So what I'm going to say is, first of all, build your posse, build your group of people who are going to be around you, who are, yeah, build your group of watchmen to have your back. And if you don't have people like that, you'll call upon God, call upon the favor of the angels and spirits around you, but also be just very mindful. Protect yourself. And sometimes that just means keeping good news to yourself. I mean, it is tempting. We want to, shout it from the mountaintops. Look at this, I got this, promotion, I got this raise. I'm like, I won the talent show. But it's like, if you have people out there who are insanely jealous and who are insecure and don't want to see you out there winning, because, if you're winning, like, that's taking away from their winnings. And if you have attention and you're being celebrated, well, who's going to be paying attention to them? And some people just have that mindset, and it's from a place of wounding and jealousy. So if you're dealing with some people will be jealous, just don't talk about it. Celebrate on your own. Give yourself the gift. But sometimes it is better to stay quiet if you are aware that there are people out there who will not celebrate your accomplishments and, in fact, belittle them or sabotage you. Unfortunately, that's the truth of the world we live in. And if that's the case for you, first of all, I'm sorry. But second of all, I just want to congratulate you because you did earn this, whatever the case may be with this. And as far as like timing or possibly like numbers go, like, I was given two numbers, the number of 43 and 72. Now, those may be lucky numbers, but they also might be dates, indicative of when this is coming to you, or like some sort of timing. You could be in your 40s. This could have been something you've been working towards since April 3rd or July 2nd. It also just might be, important numbers you are seeing reoccurring. A lot of other signs and synchronicities you might be seeing that, right before this wish comes true. I was seeing a lot of like marine animals, like dolphins, nautical themes coming up, cephalopods, octopus, nautilus live. If you are interested in marine biology or you're getting into the field, um, you might be either getting a lot more information, like if you sign up for certain programs or scientific organizations, and they send you, updates and videos that might be coming up before you end up getting something in your life. Excuse me while I'm having trouble with this. It feels like you are going through a slowdown. It might be severe. Yeah, one of the things I was picking up on is you are at this stage of pause and rest and respite. Some of you might just be exhausted or just happy to be here. I'm getting this image of someone just laying back on their couch and just like groaning, like, oh my gosh, I need to rest. Like, they just ran a marathon and now they're just all sore and their bones are weary. And um, yeah, I think it's so weird when you go through a lot of spiritual upheaval. That tends to happen. But I think the good news also is it's going to be over for you, because we require a state of rest before we move forward, and our body and our soul needs that. You might also be spiritually anticipating this coming to fruition without you consciously being aware, which is why you are guaranteed a rest period, or an area in your life where you can rekindle that energy, bring that back to you. If you're having a little bit of trouble, like, yeah, because I feel like I can't talk all of a sudden. I feel like I'm having even like my mind is going through a slog right now. And like, it kind of was already like this, but it wasn't this bad. So I feel you. Um, you're going to be okay. Because one of the songs that came up was Katy Perry's Hot and Cold, where it feels like you are dealing with very difficult people and also wishy washy. And when I say wishy washy, I mean incompetent, okay, incompetent human beings is what I'm hearing. You're dealing with people who are willfully incompetent because they don't want to do a job. And then when they're asked to, they're like, oh, I'll get around to it. Or, oh, I don't. It's like if you're trying to rely on someone to get some sort of support, whether it's like, you're trying to like get a business partner, or you're trying to get a loan approved, or you're trying to like have someone invest in you, and they're like, oh, I don't know, that attitude is specifically designed to kind of make you give up. Because when people approach you with that mindset of, I don't know if I want to do it, the answer is they don't want to do it. They want to exhaust you. And if you keep persistently, pursuing them, they either will show their true colors and say, no, I don't want to do it, stop being difficult and stop pestering me, or they'll cave in. But either way, it's sort of like this very much childlike mindset of, I don't want to have to do what I'm supposed to, so I'm going to make you work twice as hard, and eventually you'll give up, or they'll cave in, or they will decide that they're going to just start a fight. And unfortunately, that if that's true for you, then I have good news. I heard the phrase "no lie detected." That is the difficult part about dealing with childlike people in adult situations, and it's the insanity. It's like, what the frick? Chasing your own tail, and this person is I feel like that. I feel like I just had an entire conversation that went nowhere with someone who had a wounded inner child who just didn't want to do their work, but they didn't want to say, I don't want to do it. They said in a million different ways that they weren't going to do it without directly saying, I actually don't want to do it. It's like the simplest answer can be no, but there are people out there who are so immature and wounded and manipulative that they will never say no. You will give up on the conversation because they will never say no, but they will basically just not do it anyway. And that might be a reason why, because you're doing all the work, you're doing a lot of the heavy lifting. So the other advice spiritually is, watch what you eat, whether it's what you are eating out of like comfort, especially if you're very much tired. And like, don't worry if you do that, because that's, I'm hearing my sincerest apologies. One of your spirit guides was saying, I'm really sorry, but we have people who are comfort eaters. And just, that's one of those things where it's hard to, the reason why we do that is because we lack that in the outer world. And it's almost like our body wants to compensate for something we lost. We want that comfort back where we feel discomfort. But God is not telling you, like, watch what you eat, like, because of, like, for harmful reasons, or, specifically food. When he was saying that, I was interpreting it as the people in your environment, the energy you consume, the media you watch, because people spiritually are a form of, I guess, nurturing, like energy. It was described to me in a certain way. People's spirits replenish and nourish our souls. Excuse me while I am having a very hard time right now talking. People oftentimes nourish our souls in ways that we need. And if our needs are being neglected by the people around us, we are essentially consuming junk food. So it's not normal to live your life being around people who only give you nothing as well. Like, there are people spiritually who do not actually replenish you and actually take from you. And that's where you feel that depletion. It's like you were around a bunch of vampires and leeches, and you want to compensate for that loss. And your spiritual body will tell your mind, oh, you have to go to this or you have to go to that. And it doesn't have to be food, it could be substances, or it could be a show that you watch as a guilty pleasure. Now, not all of it is bad, but some of it can bog you down and keep you stuck. Like, if you're not feeding your soul something that brings it a lot of light and levity, it's just going to make this rest period a lot longer, and it's going to drain you. So it's just about feeding your soul stuff that uplifts you spiritually. And, not just what you feed your body, but your mind. And the people you surround yourself with. So it really is important to pay attention to you. And, you know, I'm hearing dogs are the greatest gift on earth. If you have a dog, definitely spend more time with it. Take it for a walk. Yeah, I'm seeing this very small white dog. This dog has appeared at some of my other readings too, so this might be specific for a few of my viewers. But it's like this. I don't know what it's called. It kind of looks like a Shih Tzu. Yeah. So let's see what else. The colors lime, green, and gold are pretty much surrounding you at this time. You might see those colors right as these gifts come in. Um, I'm just seeing that this mental fog is over you right now, and maybe you need it to kind of block some of the outside energies that, like, because evil eyes are kind of a thing that drain us spiritually. And, you know, evil eyes are not always something people consciously throw in our direction. It's like if someone throws shade in your direction, they don't always know how big, you know, they are. They don't know how dark they are. Like people are just going to see themselves in their own way and we feel them. But it just feels like there's this, yeah, I'm feeling like I can't take anymore. Oh, I feel like I can't talk. You have been through it. Um, Definitely surround yourself with people who bring you light. There's also a need to just rest a little bit more. The Hunchback of Notre Dame came up, if that's a movie that was significant to your childhood, but there's this need for sanctuary. There's this need for a safe space. And maybe you felt like Quasimodo in a bell tower for a long time. And if some of you have been dealing with like relationships that are more transactional, and that's kind of been appearing in the collective a lot more, I felt the zeitgeist is kind of getting rid of its exes and friends that like no longer like suit them. So there's this time of discard in your life. There's this time of cord cutting, and you might be feeling like you're closed off from the world, like you don't fit. And maybe you do feel like that, but you're not out of place. And I mean, I heard the phrase, you are more than you look. So if some of you have been dealing with self-image issues as well, those problems will resolve. And a lot of it just has to do with who you surround yourself with and the stories you tell yourself. Like telling yourself the truth. Don't tell yourself any more lies based on what anybody says to you, because you are worthy of love no matter what. And you are worthy of being respected by people. The song Good Luck Babe by Chappell Roan came up. So if you start to have feelings towards someone who truly loves you, like don't take that for granted. Love who you love, and don't let the world tell you who you can and cannot love. Because the last thing you want to do is regret seeing the love of your life, your soulmate right in front of you, and then just not giving yourself a chance to receive that from them because you don't feel like you deserve it. Like, you know, even Quasimodo in the sequel, The Hunchback of Notre Dame too, he got a girl, you know? It's if you've seen it or not, it's okay, it doesn't matter, but basically it's like you're beautiful on the inside. And you're not ugly, by the way. Like no one is truly ugly, like in the eyes of the universe. Like we are all magnificent beings. Our egos kind of train us to see and detect ugliness. But on the inside, like we're all connected to source and all the same. True. See, there's something about, I got two songs about secrets. I forget one of them. I'm gonna have to write it down. I don't care. Wait, what is that song? I don't care who knows what my secrets are. So it's sort of like you're being authentic and you're being honest with yourself, which is going to reveal the truth. If you have been feeling like someone is keeping something from you, if someone went behind your back or said something to you to try to sabotage your ability to get some of you, well, first of all, I just want to say, take it with a grain of salt. Don't approach anybody or don't accuse anybody of this. As always, only if it resonates. If you had been trying to get a promotion and someone was sort of like going behind your back to, you know, almost disqualify you or keep you from getting it, you might find out the truth sooner or later. And it might be either from this person or the person who was lied to about you. Like if you had a boss or there was some sort of like a work candidate that was like ahead of you who maybe even overheard. This is very specific. So, but that's just an example. Like this could also be someone in your family or, yeah, I'm just getting a lot about work. Some sort of financial agreement you made with a spouse or a partner, or even like a business friend. Like it could have, if you are in a relationship, you and your partner might have tried to make a deal. Either on a house and the real estate agent was given a different price from someone in your family. Okay, this is very specific. Okay, if this might be an interfamily conflict, you're gonna find out soon. Like if you've been trying to like sign a contract, get something approved. Some of you might be buying a house and someone like, I don't know what it's called, but like not like goes above your offer and goes above behind your back. Like there's something about some sort of betrayal is going to be revealed and you're going to get a lot of answers as to why it was so difficult to achieve what you were doing. And it's like the mask is coming off. Like, and the universe is doing this for you because I'm seeing this King of Swords as Archangel Michael. You also have like Queen of Wands energy and Ace of Pentacles. Like the universe will only tolerate so long betrayal and thievery and backstabbing, especially when you are committing to doing something, when you're putting in the work, the universe is going to respond. You're committing to something. You want something to go right. You want to better yourself and the world around you, and you have the skills and you should be in those positions. And what God does is says, okay, the people who are, picking against you or fighting against you, they're not doing the work for this position. They don't have the abilities or the skills to be in this position. And the only thing that they're focused on is cutting you down. And so what does the universe do? It reveals the secrets of the trolls. It reveals everybody the true faces. Like, this is the person. Do you think they're qualified? And then public opinion, the court of public opinion is pretty much not going to think very highly about them. So it's sort of like something that is done in secret is going to be revealed to you and a bunch of other people. And then it's kind of like, well, when it's done in front of an audience, it doesn't look so good, does it? And I hope you understand what I'm saying when it comes to that. But it's like the court of public appeal is going to rule in your favor because you're going to turn out being the one who did all the work, and against all odds, you're going to come out on top, but there's going to be justice served because the person who was either blocking or sabotaging you, or the situation that was keeping you stuck against your will and against all the work you did, is going to be revealed. And that's going to be some sort of weird karmic payback. And it's going to pay dividends for you as well, because that's going to also reveal to you the truth of why it's so exhausting. You might be thinking life shouldn't be so hard. All I have to do is this, and this, and I should get this, and then it's not happening. It's like, well, we're going to reveal behind the scenes someone is kind of coming after you spiritually, energetically, or physically. Okay, I love this. No, this is just confirming. This is the betrayal. It could be something in your own mind as well. Keep that in mind. But this doesn't always have to be just self-sabotage. There could be, just like I said, people around you who need you to soothe themselves, need you to be stuck and complacent, and who don't want you to be put up in a place of leadership, because then their inadequacies will be revealed. Then their lack of skill and competence is going to be revealed. What if you turn this whole place around? What if you walk into this building and actually do a great job when this other person just didn't? Like, if you're replacing someone in an industry who basically kept everything stuck and at a standstill, and all of a sudden you're competent and you have the skills and you have the competence and you turn everything around, everybody's going to look at this person like, why didn't that happen earlier? Because they were willfully incompetent. They blocked this situation from improving. And it doesn't have to be work, like I said. It can be just anything. And it's just something as simple as getting a job done in a day could take weeks when you have someone who does not want to do the work and forces everybody to do the work and draws things out and makes everybody miserable. And if you're dealing with that, of course you're exhausted. Like, sweeties, honeys, I send all my love to you. Difficult people, like it's not an easy thing to deal with because their will is to halt progress and your will is to drive it forward. And they're just like this brick wall in between you and your goals. And, the universe doesn't often respond very well to people who halt someone else's will to move forward, you know? Because the universe is all about forward movement and creation and healing. It wants to create itself. That's kind of the main mode of the universe, is to recreate and replenish and restore. And if there's someone standing in the way, that kind of goes against, the will of the universe, especially if they're staying in place because they don't want things to change and they're going against the will of like if you have an industry and the entire group of people want something for that industry and there's one person in charge that goes directly against that, the will of the people will always have its way over the one obstacle and this obstinate leader. It always happens that way. So it's sort of like court of public opinion. The people will vote with, their respect. So let that be the case with you and keep your good karma intact and don't react to them in a negative way, because it seems like it's just going to come out naturally. The universe will find a way. And that's something that, might not even be something you wished for, but it's a product of that wish. It's sort of like a side effect of getting what you wished for, because it's going to be revealed very soon why you were blocked from a certain manifestation, why you were blocked from something coming in. So, whatever this means to you, it's very good. You're going to be entering into a time where you can have like collaborative relationships with people in your life, partners, people who are not like hot and cold and there 1 minute and then gone, because that's kind of a control mechanism for people who lack accountability, responsibility, and respect for themselves. And like I said, this keeps coming up. The collective is kind of tired. Like people want to get stuff done, and there's a whole bunch of people who are like blocking progress and then turning back the clock and then just being willfully ignorant and blocking anything from happening. And then getting mad at the people who say, okay, I'm going to find another way. And it happens all the time. And sometimes you just need to move on, but sometimes you just need to allow the universe to regulate itself and correct things. So during this time of rest, just know that this is happening in the background, because I'm seeing this Three of Pentacles as like a dandelion seeds. That might be a sign also. If you're seeing a lot of dandelion imagery, or you start to see a whole bunch of dandelion seeds, fly by you, that could be a sign that this is coming to you. Just looking out for signs and synchronicities from your angels, because it feels like you need a lot of support and wisdom and recognition, because I just feel so tired and I'm so sorry. And I want to send my love to you again and pray, Angel Sandalphon, watch over this group of people, watch over this collective and help heal their souls and ease their pain. And I promise you, like, keep working on this, keep on the straight and narrow, and keep bringing the light into this world, because there is a place for you out there, and they're going to appreciate you and your energy and what you bring to the table. You're going to be drawing in your people, and maybe that's also what you've been wishing for, is collaborative relationships, whether it's with a friend group, whether it's making a family of your own, or a lot of this feels like it can be anything at this point. And it could be a lot of different things you've been asking for. And when we're at certain transition points in our life, it's not uncommon to, reevaluate everything. If we're losing like relationships, or we're just outgrowing them, or a job doesn't seem to be fulfilling, we have this moment where we just got to look inward and say, hey, this might have suited me once before, but it's not really. So is there another group of people out there for me? Is there another prospect? Is there some other field of study I want to work towards? Because this Three of Pentacles kind of feels like both your dandelion and I'm seeing a sunflower. I wonder what that's about. Okay. So sometimes I keep clarifier cards over here just in case I need them. I don't like to look at the behind the scenes info right here. I don't like to look at the cards. Like, I don't like to read them. So I just shuffle, and if I see any of them, I put them back. I'm like, God, I don't want to look at the cards, because I like to read the energy, because I don't want to be influenced by what I see. So immediately I tap into the energy, I sit down, I get a whole bunch of I get a whole bunch of notes about what's going on with y'all. But oh my goodness, I love it when this happens. I'm just saying, I got the sun card. I was like seeing this middle diamond, this pentacle. I'm like, oh, I'm seeing a sunflower too. And the sun comes out. And I'm like, yes, 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 babe. That's what you got. You're entering this time period of you got this beautiful sunflower energy coming in. Maybe you're planting sunflower seeds, and now I do believe sunflower season is like end of August, September. So that might also be some sort of timing depending on when you're watching this. You could be watching this in September, Virgo season, but if you're watching this now, this dream or some of this might actually be happening over the next few months or coming to fruition in late August, or for some of you, if you're watching this in 2026, this could be happening in June or July. But I also heard some of you are coming from 2024. That's in the past, God. June 2024. For some of you, I heard look it up. June 2024. If I might have to do that for me, that might be a side message for me. I do keep notes for my spiritual journey, but if any of you had something significant happen to you in June of 2024, look it up, look back, and this might actually be a direct result or product. If you've been looking for work or, trying to find a house or a job for over a year, because I'm seeing some of you are either new parents or newlywed and you want to upgrade your house and you've been having a hard time, and there might be parental figure sabotaging you. And I hate to say that. You might already know that. And if that's the case, well, this is confirmation that good news is coming to you. You're going to be able to upgrade because you deserve to start your family and to live comfortably, not have to, move out of your parents' house. You deserve to be free. And, just keep in mind, some of them are just afraid to let you go and live your life. But I pray the best for you because you need to raise that child. And you might be raising it differently from your family and your parents. So just keep that in mind. You are supported by the universe. And I give all my love to you again. I want to keep saying that. And I don't know if you can hear, there's a kid in the background. So yeah, you definitely need a space for you. Something else came through. What was that? Some of you might be going on vacation, enjoying the sunshine, or just enjoying your summertime, like enjoying your summer off and building yourself, your tribe, your empire, your people. Maybe even meeting people on vacation. For some of you, you just need some rest and you need good news to come through. And I'm just here to tell you it will. Just give the universe a chance, give God a chance. The sun will rise again. And you're going to make it out there, sweetie. You will. It's your will and your way. And nobody can stand in your way, not even you, especially when you have the universe on your side. And I support you wholeheartedly. And I congratulate you for all the goodness coming in. And I want to thank you once again, dear viewers, for joining me today. And I will see you in another reading.